Anna, and today I'm going to make cookies! Yay! For those of you who are new here, hi, welcome. Please subscribe. And Rick is there with me, which is why I'm pointing in that direction.
Hey!
And for today's recipe, I chose to make cookies. More specifically, soft oatmeal cookies. It's a recipe that I found on a website called allrecipes.com. Right, because my trusted friend the internet is back with me to help me, guide me through the process of making cookies.
So Anna, you keep saying cookies. What type of cookies? There's a lot of cookies out there.
So they're soft oatmeal cookies.
Okay.
I don't know more than that. It's whatever you can imagine by mixing all of these ingredients that I have here. And speaking of ingredients, let's get to those. First I have 1 cup of butter. I put it in a cup to see that it's 1 cup. 1 cup of brown sugar. 1 cup of white sugar. Why not just 2 cups of one of them? Why need to mix? I don't get it. 2 eggs. If I drop one, I'm only gonna have 1 egg. So I'm gonna put them down here carefully. 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I know it looks like 1 cup, but it's a bigger one. It's actually the measurement of 2 cups in here. Baking soda and vanilla extract. Cinnamon, because yeah, who doesn't like cinnamon? Lots of people don't like cinnamon.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And the key of the recipe, oats. Just oats. 3 cups of oats. And I have my bowl here in which I'm going to mix this stuff in a specific order that the recipe is gonna tell me.
So is this the first time you bake?
No, I've made desserts before.
Yeah, this is the first one on the...
It's the first one on the list, yes. I know how to make one type of dessert, baked dessert.
Which is?
Basically, it's a fruit cake. It's not a cake. I don't know, what is that thing that I make? What would you call it? It's
You tell me. You've called it pie before, but it doesn't look like any pie I've seen.
Yeah, no, it's not a pie. It's more like a cake, like the sponge cake thing, you know? But with fruits in it. I like these kind of recipes. A lot of people don't like baking. It's very tricky because you have to coordinate the time. You can't underbake or overbake. Your recipe will be ruined. So in that sense, it's very difficult. But for me, I love these kind of recipes because you just mix in your ingredients, put it in the oven, and it's done. There's no let's simmer for 10 minutes, let boil until I don't know what happens. Those things, they're so complicated to me. I can't. This is easy. Mix the ingredients in the right quantities, put it in the oven, and it's done. And this is what I'm gonna do today. Hopefully I'm not gonna burn my cookies. The first step is to cream together the butter, the white sugar, and the brown sugar in a medium bowl. This is the bowl that I have. I don't know if it's medium or not. Butter.
You have any issue with your butter?
I do actually. My butter is not that soft because I forgot to take it out of the fridge early enough. So it's gonna be really hard to mix in, to cream.
Could you tell us what you're doing now?
I'm trying to break it apart and see how creamy it is and see if I actually have to let it sit for a while. So I've decided that my butter needs to sit for a little while and get more to room temperature. So I'm gonna come back. I broke it apart so that it will warm up faster, hopefully. So I'm gonna be back in a few minutes. So the butter now is room temperature, and I'm going to mix in the sugars, the white sugar and the brown sugar, and then I'm going to cream it together.
What does that mean, cream it?
I don't know, that's what it says there, but I think it's like this.
Mix?
Yeah, you mix. But also the sugar starts to dissolve into the butter.
There's no milk in this recipe?
No, no milk.
Is it creamy?
It could be creamier. Okay, so I'm finished mixing the butter with the sugar, yes. And the next step is to add the eggs. It says in the recipe to add them one by one.
Egg number 2.
Egg number 2. And next we should add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then I'm gonna mix this for a long time.
How long is a long time?
I don't know because it doesn't say here, it just says to like mix them in the recipe. But I know that when my mom makes mixes like this with sugar and butter, she usually mixes it until the sugar is not as grainy anymore. Like you don't really feel it so much anymore. I'm just gonna mix it until my arm hurts. To take my place and mix for a little bit?
Sure, why not? Hi everyone, it's me, Rick. I'm mixing now.
This is Rick.
Yeah, this is my recipe
My
now.
trusted helper in the kitchen.
Look at the motion.
You're
Look at
doing
this.
better than me.
It looks like, what are those things called? Whirlpools.
Yeah.
Do you know whirlpools?
Like the washing machine?
Yes, like the washing machine, exactly. And actually, the natural phenomena is named after the washing machine.
That's not true. It's the other way around.
Yeah, no, it is. So the way it happened was there was this guy, John W.H. Whirlpool, and he was a very smart man, of the likes like you've never seen before, you know. And one day, as his wife was complaining about doing manual labor and having to wash their, their clothes on a inferior device that we shall not name. We shall not besmirch the name of other companies here. John W.H. said, "Hey, I can do better than that." And so what happened is that he, through some ingenious engineering, created the Whirlpool washing machine that everybody knows now, that you probably have in your home. And if you don't right now, go out and buy one. Not sponsored by Whirlpool. And he created it, but the irony of it all is that one day, as him and his wife are out on a walk by the beach, because she doesn't have to do, all this manual labor anymore, now that they have this super out of the future Whirlpool washing machine. And so she has a lot more time to do activities with her husband, yeah? So she convinced him to go take a walk by the sea, yeah? So they both go, and as they're walking, he notices that there seems to be someone in the water in need of help, stuck in one of these natural phenomena that we now call whirlpool.
Right.
Yeah? And so he's a courageous man, he went to the war, his story cannot be told again,
Right.
We all know the heroic deeds of Mr. John W.H. Whirlpool. But anyway, he jumps in without a second thought, saved the person who was stuck. But then, at the risk of his own life, gets stuck himself as he's pushing that person towards the beach, gets stuck in one of those
whirlpools.
Exactly.
Yes.
And dies.
Oh, that's how he dies.
Yeah, that's how he dies. And so now I know what you're thinking. So they decided to name that natural phenomenon after him. Actually, no.
No?
No, it's called Whirlpool for another reason. I don't know. So how long should this be mixed?
I don't know. Let me see. This looks really good, actually.
I mean, this looks like a cookie to me.
It looks really creamy, That's what you want.
Well, I see that
Thank
my
you so
services are not required anymore, and so I shall go back
Behind the camera.
behind the camera.
The next step is to add the powder ingredients to it, like the flour, the baking soda, salt, and cinnamon. So we start with flour.
2 cups.
2 cups, yes.
Put into 1 cup.
Yes, a bigger cup. So I'm going to need 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and I'm actually going to add the baking soda to the flour here, because then it's easier to mix it into the mixture.
Is it me or is your mixture not as creamy anymore?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Fine, it's the flour now.
Yeah, it's normal that it gets thicker with the flour, and it's actually not that thick. It's just not as creamy anymore, But I think it's normal. Like it's supposed to be like a dough. So the next one is 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And the last step is to put in the oats, 3 cups of oats. Okay, so I mixed all of my ingredients here. And now I'm supposed to let this mixture chill for 1 hour. So I guess I'll see you guys in 1 hour or 5 seconds. So we are back. The dough has been sitting for more than 1 hour actually. I left it there for quite some time. So the next step is to shape the cookies. The recipe says that I should shape them into walnut-sized balls and then flatten them.
But how about shaping them like unicorns or stars?
How about just like round cookies? I think this is about the size of a walnut. So there you go. 1 cookie down. So do you want to help me make the cookies?
So you mean eat them?
No, because they're not done yet.
So what do you need me for then?
You know, you can take some and you roll it like this.
So what's the amount I should be taking?
So
A walnut, right?
yeah, like about this much.
It's way more solid than I thought. Okay, so like this,
Yeah,
and then
and you roll it.
roll and roll like rock and roll.
Then when it's rolled, you just like flatten it.
Flat.
Okay, so the oven is hot. Thank you. So I'm gonna put the first batch in.
For how long?
8 to 10 minutes.
Is that all?
Yep, it says bake for 8 to 10 minutes in preheated oven.
This is your last cookie?
Last cookie, and I'm going to have to make actually 3 batches in total.
Because you have one in the oven and there's a bunch left here too.
Yes.
But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Then you cook them and we eat them?
Yes, that's the plan.
Okay. Nothing left to the recipe, like add a sprinkle of cinnamon when they're ready? No?
No, that's it.
So I guess we'll see them when we eat.
Yes.
Here we are, the cookies.
Yep, the cookies are done.
Yeah. So
And the cookies are cookies.
what do you think when you look at it?
I mean, I don't know, they look like the cookies that I see, you know, in videos and other stuff. I thought like when I pick them up, they're really soft, but then they get harder when they cool down.
Mm.
So at first I thought when I picked up the first batch that they're like
Not cooked?
Not cooked, but I kept them for 10 minutes. So I was a bit like, I hope it's fine, but then I let them cool down and like 2 minutes they cool down and they harden on the surface.
Mm. And does it smell like what you wanted it to smell?
They smell like cookies.
Yeah. So they look like cookies, they smell like cookies.
Yes, I hope they're cookies.
I guess it's time for me to try.
Yes.
Here it is, cookie. They taste like cookie too.
They do?
Yeah.
Yay! Cookies! I made cookies.
Yeah.
My turn. So what do you think of it?
I'm not sure I ever had those like exact type of cookies. I think I've had like oat cookies before, but not with cinnamon. But it's good.
They're good.
Yeah.
And they're like crunchy on the outside, but soft on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what you want from cookies.
So you're satisfied?
I'm very satisfied.
Yeah.
I really like what I came up with.
They're really good.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's it for the first baking recipe of
Right.
this.
And the first dessert,
Yeah, exactly. And you did it perfectly, I'd say.
I did. I mean, to be fair, it's not that complicated of a recipe. But I feel like, you know, with baking, like I said before, it's tricky. Because you can easily like undercook or overcook.
I'll be wrong in your proportions and
Yeah, that too.
so yeah, good. It's a success.
This is good.
hmm If you guys want to join us for this journey or others that we take on this channel, I invite you to hit the subscribe button, like this video if you did, comment in the comment section below, have you ever done cookies? If so, what type? And yeah, have a nice day.